Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Welcome to the recap loft, y'all. This is where I'll be doing breakdowns, like recaps of different interviews, movie scenes, scenes from TV shows, things that really stick out to me that make me go into like deep thought. And this first episode is going to be about the Tyler Perry and Keke Palmer interview. So Tyler Perry did an interview with Keke Palmer, and I really enjoyed it. And I feel like a lot of things that he said in that interview can be very beneficial to us as content creators, especially those who see themselves going beyond YouTube. And I know that people feel a certain way about Tyler and his movies, but you can't deny that he created an empire and he did it his way. So Kiki says that she read where Tyler got a deal with Lionsgate where they would co-produce and distribute the films, but Tyler will retain all copyright ownership. And she asked him how hard was it for him to do that and how hard did he have to fight for it. And he said that he didn't have to fight for it at all because it was a non-negotiable. He said he wasn't going to negotiate with anybody about that. And since he already had an audience with him who supported him and they were the ones who made him wealthy, he really didn't need Lionsgate. Plus, he was selling DVDs from his website at the time, even though they were being bootlegged everywhere. People were still going to his website and buying the movies. He said to give up ownership is a non-negotiable because he knows what it does for your future and for your power. And it's a difference in waiting for somebody to give you a job and knowing that a check is going to be in the mail, whether you have a job or not. He also said watching Oprah on her own show also helped him when it came to Lionsgate and not negotiating. He went into the meeting already knowing what he would not accept. He said even with doing his plays, his name had to be on the marquee and the tickets. And people he was doing business with would be like, who is this kid? Who does he think he is? And he said that he was building a brand. And in order to build that, people had to remember him. People have to remember your name. So then he told Keke the story about his dad being a subcontractor for a white man. And every week he would come home happy about his $800 check. But Tyler said he was seeing the white man sell the house for $80,000. And he asked his dad, why didn't he just stack his money and build a house and sell it? You already know everything. You know what to do. But his parents, coming from a Jim Crow South, they thought that was only possible for white people. But everything inside of Tyler was telling him that wasn't true, that he could build, sell, and own the house. And this was intriguing to Keke. And she asked him, how did he tap into that mindset? Tyler said that all he knows is that he has a divine leading grace on his life from God that he follows. If it doesn't feel right, he doesn't do it. He said that he's had executives tell him to do one thing, and when it didn't feel right, he'd say, nah, I'm going to do it this way. And they would tell him that it wasn't going to work. And an example that he gave was The House of Pain. They told him to only do one episode and then shop it around. And he was like, nah, I feel like I should do 10 episodes. He said those 10 episodes sat on the shelf for a long time because nobody wanted them. But then the merger between UPN and the WB happened. That's when they formed the CW. And they were looking for material. So somebody dropped his name, said, I know this kid, he has 10 episodes of a show ready to go. They put it on the CW and it rated higher than the shows they already had. He said that it was all about being prepared. He wanted to be prepared, about what was coming next. And not only that, that took me back to the conversation about negotiation when he said, since he already had an audience with him who supported him. And also when he said that when he wanted his name on the marquee and the tickets, that executives were like, who is this kid? Who does he think he is? But he knew that in order to build, the people had to remember him. They had to remember his name. And I feel like the reason the House of Pain rated higher than everything that the CW already had was because he already had supporters and they knew his name and they knew what to expect from a Tyler Perry production. Because back then Tyler Perry had a lot of fans, a lot of love. People were going to support him regardless. And people still like him for the most part. They may complain about some of his movies, but he will forever have those diehard fans. And in his discussion about being prepared, he said that when he went from his first studio to where he is now, he felt like it was too much land. But he remembered to always build for where he was going, not for where he was. Y'all, that's a word. Build for where you're going, not for where you are. He also said that he had to learn how to be worthy. Because once he got in the industry around people who always had it, people who were rich since they were kids and went through life on the level of they were supposed to have it and they deserved it, it was different from some black people feeling like, that's too much. I don't deserve that much. Then Keke asked him, when it came to his craft and his style, how much of it was his choice to own his creativity of the projects and not allow other people to take it. He said all of it. And that earlier on, he took a lot of heat when things were wrong in his movies and shows. But what they didn't understand was that he didn't have the budgets that everyone else had. And after he realized how much they were spending renting equipment, he would just buy little things here and there. Keke was really happy that he explained that. She said a lot of people don't get their projects off the ground because they're waiting for everything to be perfect. But it's about ownership and having the independence to do it on your own pace and make it better over time and invest back into yourself. This part of the conversation made me think about people in the content creator space like Chef Dun Dun and his TCDD Productions with their brunch tours. I love how Chef Dun Dun is doing it at his own pace and making each stop bigger and better. And I love when he shares some of the setbacks that he encountered on one of the stops, but how it was also a learning experience. He's doing it on his own pace. His name is on it, and he already has loyal supporters who know his name and what he represents. And it also made me think about Millichan. Millichan has really been growing on TikTok, IG, and YouTube. Every time I look up, she's hit 10K, 14K. The numbers just keep growing. And on top of that, Millichan is also an author. And I truly believe that her books will one day be turned into a series or a movie. And she also has the following and people that know that name. They know what to expect when they hear the name Millichan. Then Tyler got into the conversation about writers. And he said that he has seen some amazing writers do some great films and have amazing success and make crazy amounts of money. But when he saw what they got, it would crush him because his thought pattern or his suggestion would be to write the same brilliant work, but on a smaller scale, own it and then license it out and make the money. And it will forever come back to you because you own it. It's licensed to you. Just do the best with what you have. Take the hits and it's just going to get better and better. He said one thing about his audience. They are going to call him out. They going to call him out. But that is what has made him get better over time. Even if people don't think he has, he thinks he has. And talking about the licensing and owning your work, this is so smart. And a lot of times we don't think about it like that, or we just don't have the knowledge. For instance, Tyler Perry he's had shows on BET Plus, Netflix, Prime, the CW, TLC, and some others. And licensing a TV show means that a streamer like Prime, Netflix, etc. will pay Tyler Perry Studios to air his shows on their streaming channel for a set period of time. But the streamer doesn't have a financial stake in the show. And that goes back to the ownership part of things. And for some reason, this part of the conversation made me think about Melody Cherie, Carlos, and Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you know, you know. So Keke says that she loves that Tyler never allowed criticism to stop him from having his authentic voice as an artist. And he said, you have to drown all of that out. Because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you will find yourself in hell. He said, do not worry about being in somebody's box, because when you pass away, they're going to put you in one anyway. So just live your life outside of a box. He also said that he started with 30 people in the audience, lost everything, ended up homeless, and it took 7 years for his first play to take off. But he built his empire one person, one play, one city at a time. What is the biblical meaning of the number 7? It means completeness, perfection is over. And the biblical meaning of 30 is dedication to a particular task or calling, sacrifice. So for him to start off with 30 people in the audience and for his plays to take off after 7 years, it's like he was experiencing in real time Matthew 25:23. Well done, good and faithful servants. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. I don't know about y'all, but that really spoke to me. Tyler also said that there's nothing wrong with a slow burn because anything you like too quickly will go out just as fast. He said he's seen people say, oh, I only have 2,000 followers. He said, keep building. Just have the mentality that this is what I'm supposed to do and just watch it happen to you. And people these days have way more advantages than what he had when he entered the entertainment industry. He said your audience will go with you. It's about how you make them feel. They will stand with you. Just know your worth. And to me, Tyler Perry shared a lot of wisdom in this interview. And I just felt like us as content creators, and even if you aren't a content creator, but you have things that you want to accomplish in your life, I just feel like there were just so many good nuggets in this interview. And y'all should go check it out in full on Keke Palmer's YouTube channel. Get down in the comments and let me know, what did you think about this recap of the interview? Did anything stand out to you? Did anything make you go like, aha, or okay, that's a good point. I never thought about doing things that way. Let's talk about it. And I'll talk to y'all later.